I hate our society sometimes, guys. I really do. It's so, how do I put it? Dumb and overreactionary and just dumb. So today, HBO Max, the new infant streaming service that hasn't really done a lot to make you want it. They're not on Roku. They're not on Amazon still. They're losing a ton of content here very soon. Good start to a company. Decided today that in its infancy, like 2 weeks post-launch, they're going to pull Gone with the Wind, citing the current civil unrest as a reason why they're pulling Gone with the Wind. Because the guy who adapted 12 Years a Slave, which if you haven't seen it, I fully recommend. It's a great movie. My favorite part was when Brad Pitt showed up as Canadian Jesus. Because that was when I saw the movie in theaters and Brad Pitt was there. I'm like, it's Canadian Jesus. And turns out I was absolutely right. He was also producer on the movie too, which I thought was kind of funny. For being the white savior in the film. Great film though, really recommend it. But anyway, the guy who wrote that movie put an op-ed out there calling for HBO Max to pull Gone with the Wind. Citing the reason being that it glorified and romanticized the antebellum South. Which, look, to be fair, that's his opinion. And to be fair, he's not wrong. There's elements of that movie that didn't age particularly well. But the movie is still art. It's considered one of the greatest pictures ever made. It's used time and time again in not only classes about filmmaking, but screenwriting. When we talk about box office earnings, oftentimes Gone with the Wind comes up because of how popular it was back in 1939 when it came out. That's 61 years ago, or 69 years ago. Sorry, is it? I don't know. Doesn't matter. 61 years ago, I think, is when it 1939, 81 years ago. My math is totally wrong. The movie's old as hell. The movie is old as hell. And guess what? It does not coalesce with anything current today. It hasn't been current in a long time. But it's a movie people look back on. They look back on fondly. It still gets screened in theaters. It does. Theaters who do the cult movie screenings still go out there and put that movie out there. But no, now all of a sudden it's got to be pulled. Now all of a sudden it's problematic. Now all of a sudden HBO Max is like, whoa, we don't want to be on the bad side of a Twitter hashtag. So let's pull it, because that's what needs to happen. It's ridiculous to me, guys. It's ridiculous. I understand the sentiment behind it, but at the same time, it's still considered art. And it's not like the current KKK is holding up the movie, like they're propping up the movie as the poster child for their movement. I don't see, I still read a lot about far-right extremists and what's happening, and today Miss Hitler was trending on Twitter because a woman actually partook in a Hitler beauty contest. She's now been sentenced to 3 years in jail because she's part of a hate group that's been outlawed. Right? If that group was propping up, if it was propping up Gone with the Wind, I could see it as having a reason. Fine, there'd be an argument there to make. But it's not. No one's propping it up like that. No one's propping it up. It's just an attack is all it is. It's just a movie to criticize. It's just a thing to make. It's so stupid to give into that type of demand right now. Because that's not how you change the conversation. If HBO Max wanted to put a disclaimer in front, that's one thing. Yeah, sure, fine, cool. But otherwise, it's just it's just ridiculous. I mean, you know what's going to happen now, right? The people that are going to get mad over this, and I think they have every right to be mad over this, because it's a stupid decision. Now they're going to sit there and campaign for Disney to bring back Song of the South or something. I don't know. Probably not. I'm being hyperbolic because it's frustrating how dumb the situation is. Wow, you can't, I'm sorry, like, you cannot get ahead in this world by canceling everything. It doesn't work that way. When you're trying to reach the country, bring the country together, I'd like to, there are ways to do it and there are ways not to do it. I support the protests. I don't support what happens after the protests are over. I don't support the police response, but I support the protests because I think it's a way to keep the conversation going. But eventually the conversation, especially when these companies, and I talked about this earlier with the cop situation, when these companies start trying to virtue signal over something that doesn't impact their bottom line at all, and they're just doing it to gain internet points, that's not gonna translate to people spending money. We've learned this over years. The people who call for cancellation and censorship, guess what, guys? They don't spend the money. They don't spend the money. They cry and they complain until they get what they want, and then like a virus, they move on to the next thing. They don't spend the money. And all you do is alienate customers when that happens, and we've seen this with gaming and other, entities time and time and time again. It doesn't work. It never works on that front. And that's what's going on with Gone with the Wind. It's just, you're going to anger people that could sit there and be considered potential customers. This isn't like, you're trying to defend someone's speech, like when the racists went after Watchmen because they were upset that Watchmen called out racism. This isn't the same situation. No one is propping up Gone with the Wind as some kind of symbol, as some kind of rallying cry. No one. So it's just a pointless trophy to get. It really is. I understand the sentiment behind the criticisms of the movie, and I think they're valid, but that's not how life is these days. It's not, no one's out there making movies copying Gone with the Wind, bit by bit. That's not happening. It's just it's a useless trophy. What's it going to accomplish? Seriously, answer me that question. If anyone can answer me that question, I would 100% like to hear it. It's so frustrating. You know any idea how frustrating it is to be a liberal and to see this crap and to go like, I got to criticize it because you know what? People are going to think I'm conservative. I'm not. I got called an alt-right deplorable today, and I'm all like, I was at a Bernie Sanders rally a few months ago. So, on that one. Anyway, frustrating, annoying, ridiculous, stupid. Tons of verbs to use in regards to this situation. But as always, I want to hear your thoughts. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I overreacting, underreacting? What do you think this is going to accomplish? Let me know down in the comments below. I look forward to them. We should do a live stream talking about this at some point, just to kind of like have a conversation. Because that's not happening. Hashtags and op-eds. What? Come on. That's not real life anymore. I mean, I guess it is real life because people respond to it, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Stupid. So stupid to do. Just so ridiculously dumb. Right? Like, it's... Anyway. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have a good one and peace out.